Welcome back to the Oxford by Night. My name is Lesha, and I am proud to storytell the Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Tonight I am kindly joined by Vasilis, who's gonna play as Giorgos, Dr. Giorgos.
Good evening, everyone.
In the best of my memory, last time we finished in the office in Elysium with the primogen of the clan Malkavian. In the very next second after he finished his speech, he said, "That would be all. I request you all now to leave my office. All except Dr. Dimakopoulos."
Primogen.
And you could see your coterie leaving, willingly or not. A little slight of how uncomfortable you become by being with him alone when the last person closed the door. Just to remind a description of his office: surrounded in 360 degrees of clocks that are ticking all the time and everywhere. Many shapes, designs, age. Some of them are old, some of them are new, none of them is digital. Next to each other from floor to ceiling, on the shelves, on a desk that you're sitting next to.
Mm-hmm.
The ticking became louder when the silence between two of you appeared. He took off his hat, put it on his desk. He sipped his tea. And he looked into your eyes. You don't remember when was the last time when somebody looked so deep into your eyes. It was a drilling sensation, full of judgment, but nonetheless seems to be very fair judgment. I hope you understand my position.
I perfectly understand your position, Primogen.
Call me Joe. There's no one
Joe.
here.
Appreciated.
And I shall call you Giorgos as well. But either.
By all means.
I'm
please.
sure it is not your names.
You know, the things you said earlier, I could assume that it's, part of the blood, but you have given me some details, and I am so curious. I need to see your point.
Being undead for 7 centuries taught me many things. Being a Malkavian for 7 centuries. Taught me way much more than anyone else could ever do. You have to understand that me resisting the beckoning, it's a matter of hard work of every second of my existence.
I look at the clocks.
And I'm afraid I'm losing that fight. But yes.
Am I aware about the beckoning?
Are you? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Would you like to talk more about this? About the beckoning?
It's something you will hear sooner or later, Giorgos. It's something that will Katherine hear. On days, maybe. It's the end, as I see it. But through my experience, I know it's nothing good. And I shall not participate in the games of my elders.
What is the feeling of this?
It's like a hunger, like the beast telling me to go. Like the soul is already there and I need to chase it. My soul. Yet, it would be crazy of me to follow that urge. So as a good Camarian, I'm fighting to stay. Now, what I learn as an undead, what I learn inside my lunacy, is to always speak up my dreams. And I urge you to do the same. I don't know. How do I know what I know about you, Dr. Dimakopoulos? You are in my visions, here and there for the last century.
Pardon me. You said the last century?
Yes. I know.
Doesn't make sense.
That's what I made sure that my Archon, a Nosferatu named Malik, would be the one to keep an eye on you and the other Sun-Sense.
It makes sense since you gave them the seat of the Archon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Malik worked for me.
Yes.
His job was to keep you safe. As I wanted to explore my dreams even more.
And now look what the situation we are in. Do not know where he is so far.
He is dead. He met his final night. From the hands of the Second Inquisition.
When did you know? When did you hear for this? When did you hear about this? Pardon me, English is not my mother language.
I did not receive a report about it.
You...
No. There are different ways. Malik was fed my blood. And I always know where my blood is.
Okay.
And I can see through the eyes of my blood. So I know exactly who slaughtered him.
What a bastard. What a fate.
He met the sun. He serves his purpose. As much as cold it might sound. He was thrown out from his own clan, so my clan took him under.
He was cast
umbrella
out of his...
safety. Yes. The king of the Undercity despited him, due to the fact that he was created with no permission. By an unknown Masquerade.
What a problematic existence do we lead? You mean, I don't assume that you mean darling?
No.
Because
Outsider, like you and your Katherine, who decided that Oxford is unruled domain. He was captured and destroyed.
Who is the king of the Undercity, though?
Who was the king of the Undercity?
Was.
A Nosferatu goes by the name Duck, sire of your friend Giuseppe, who get killed by Giuseppe.
He was king of the Undercity?
For the last 24 years.
Okay, pardon me, because I find it really confusing. Last time we were in there, we happened to meet him.
Yes.
And he was like mumbling stuff, and at some point, the other Nosferatu treated him poorly.
This is the reason why so many believes that Giuseppe should sit on his throne. Not because he is his child, but because he's the one who went him.
Yeah. He has great potential, if I may say myself. He has means to do lots of stuff.
Those who are wise do not intercept or judge the inside business of the Nosferatu clan.
Pardon me if I said something that is inappropriate.
Consider that a lesson.
I will. But what about the rest of us?
You mean our clan, or you mean our domain?
Well, the coterie for the first part. We did not die that night for a reason. That much I understand.
That was the reason only no to unrested. Who's, yes, acting on my behalf. So you can say that unrested become inconvenience for Alexander Crane under my command.
Why though?
How many reasons would you like to hear? 1, 500?
Oh, you have 100?
Have them
If we have
easily
time.
from the top of my head.
At this point, I could have 1,000,000 questions for you.
I shall try have 1,000,000 answers. So
yeah, what's
why
the reason
you be
about-
spared?
Yes, first
I
and
had my
foremost.
visions about you. Rose is a part of something bigger. Giuseppe. I can sympathize with what is he running from. Called me old-fashioned, but I do believe in Lex Talionis.
Would you mind repeating that?
Called me old-fashioned, but I do believe in Lex Talionis.
Latin?
Yes. It's an old word for a revenge.
Revenge.
With my friends from the Hecate clan being scattered across the outsides of my domain, and the brave, the Moth Queen, raging in our city. I see no other chance for the kindreds in this domain to survive.
Are we talking about the ghost?
Yes. And the fact that all this plan was knit very carefully. The destroy of the clans that are in the city, the Second Inquisition, carefully planned attack. I knew that the difficult times will come, and I knew somebody who will not trust either Golden Church, nor the Camarilla, nor the Anarchs. I needed outsiders in Oxford. So I picked those of you who I sit with.
If we're not talking about the other sects, we're talking about the sword of the father. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm talking why I decided to spare your existence. I'm explaining to you why you have not been put to the sun. Because there are things that are unknown unknowns, and unknown unknowns. And I knew that I don't know. And I didn't know that I don't know. So, by going even deeper into that, Doctor, I knew that I don't know. Can I trust anyone in Oxford? But I didn't know that I don't know. Can I trust you? Which leads to the conclusion that I must. So I am here. And you are here. We both are here. And we discuss. And in your eyes, I see a traitor, a Sabbat, a murderer, a beast. But when I look deep, deeper than anyone could, I see a tortured man. And I wanted to speak with both. Sorry?
Please tell me what you know.
It is my great intention to do so. Are you familiar with the modern day technology?
It's part of my job. Yeah, more or less.
So you're definitely better at it than I am. He stood up and allowed you to sit in his place.
On his chair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hesitantly do so.
He showed you his computer. He opened his laptop that was in his drawer.
Mm-hmm.
My child, brother of unrested, the same that delivered you the coffin with Theodora Reich.
When you say brother, what do you mean exactly? In what term?
They both my child. My children.
Okay.
Sorry. He normally do that things for me with the modern technology.
Yes.
He opened the laptop, gave you the password so you can log in, and request you to open the email. And in the email, you see a folder that he pointed finger on to open.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you know you should double click, right? Yes, you do. You definitely do.
I can see that you're quite accustomed to this.
I'm trying my best.
One can only improve himself. I double click.
And now click on this email from the Seneschal of London.
Okay.
You see an email address that doesn't give you any glimpse of who that is. Yet the person sent only a link. And now click on that blue letters that are underlined.
Oh, the link, yes.
Yes.
All right. I open it.
The sign pop up. Authorization. Loading. RecNet opened. Undercity connection established. Welcome, Crazy Joe.
This one.
ShrekNet open. My friend from the Rats Guild, investigate you. under request of mine. And this is what he found.
What do I see?
You can see a gathering of fingerprints, pictures, personal data with your face. Through many countries, including Chicago, including Athens, when the birth certificate was created. The picture of your birth certificate, at least some birth certificate, is done with somebody who's having a torchlight in his mouth and holding the birth certificate in the darkness in some kind of old registry hospital, some kind of archives. You can see Nosferatu hands holding a document and somebody taking a picture of it. Clearly break an entry to the archives.
That's a deep website.
Yet, the birth certificate noted is of a person named Alexander, born in 1792.
1792. Alexander. And his surname?
It is blurry. The specific dates and the surnames, it's also not really readable.
Getting close. What else can I...
You can see pictures from the First World War or Second World War of you within the regiments. You can see pictures of you from some parties in the 60s, 70s. Nothing of that you would recognize. Places you've never been, like Moscow, like Paris, Budapest, all across the Europe. But
I can
also
still see myself.
Sorry?
I can still see myself in those, right?
Yes. It is most definitely you.
What about the age? The apparent age?
Does not change.
All the same in every
Exactly.
photo.
You saw a painting of you in a museum.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you would rather say private collection of art.
Who has this?
Some private family youth that you took. Well, the portrait is rather big. It definitely presents you in an elegant shirt. It is early 1800s. Paris with wine and suspenses. Underline as Alexei Dobrov.
Alexei Dobrov. Okay.
Across many of those, you took many different names. He
Whatever.
asks you to scroll through the pictures, and he points to you a backgrounds of many of those through the parties and plays, and you can see that one person is repeating in the background of those pictures. Mistress Amanda.
She's in the background of the
Of many parties.
pictures.
Yeah.
You called my sire mistress, right?
This is how she preferred to call herself.
That was so accurate of you, so accurate of you. Okay, let's keep going. I still
Have you ever
lots
heard
to
of the
say.
Great Prank?
You mean the...
History of our clan.
I have heard some things, like, the history of the elephant and the joke that Malkav himself
Yes.
said to the ear of Cain, and he laughed.
So,
I have heard the bit.
Mistress is one of those who reject the will of Malka. She did not participate in a great prank. I don't know how. Probably some weird shit, Sabbat voodoo. Yet, very unique, which make her quite famous within our family.
I had some memories of this some nights ago, like
Do
a
not
flash.
trust your memory.
So it's
Your
like-
memories are built up by her. Not for you, but for your beast.
my beast specifically.
Your beast is her puppet. You are her Rottweiler. Those who she have an issue with in this domain are in your memories, on purpose. So when you will rage, and sooner or later with the current state of events, your beast shall target those who crossed you in your memories. Sooner or later, you will give up to your hunger, to your anger, to everything around you. And your beast gonna take control. And when Lady Harrow will stand next to you, you will rip her head off out of sadness and frustration. When fate gonna be next to you, you shall jump on him as he's the one who murdered your wife. Yet there was never your wife, there was never you. You are not Giorgos. All of that is implemented inside your beast instincts. You are no one, Giorgos. She took from you more than just life. She took your personality, identity, mind, and soul. And now, she's taking your humanity. So with her hands, she can destroy her enemies.
So you say that all my memories were fabricated?
I'm afraid so.
So I'm not the person that I think and remember I am.
Correct.
What about family?
Have you not your family?
Have we not found anything about family whatsoever?
I know
Yeah.
some details about Niki Dimakopoulos and why she is important to the Sabbath. I suppose you would like to hear that.
Is this a rhetorical question? Of course I want to know.
There are those who Cassandra, a couple years back, called the Blood Surge. When Cassandra invented the jail for Jezebel, obviously there were some catches, some security issues. Have you ever came through the Oxford and smell strong sense of blood, powerful blood from the human being? You're lucky if you didn't. Or maybe you did.
I don't think I have. I don't remember at this point.
There are a special mixture of the local blood that get implemented into humans, and those must be sacrificed or stumble upon to free Jezebel.
Okay. Give me a minute to connect some dots here. So we're talking about mortals
Yes.
that have been injected with a mixture of kindred blood.
Yes.
Shit! The Golden Church!
Yes. Cassandra obviously shared those informations with me. And
in order to use them,
sorry?
They wanted to use these mortals for an English breakfast.
No, not really. We knew that the day will come when Zoltan or any of his puppets will try to free Jezebel. That's why we created also the runes on her body.
Yeah.
By saying we, I'm saying actually Cassandra. It was my intention to give her a second way of defense, and her hard work and knowledge regarding the blood sorcerer. Yet, there was a fault in a spell, ritual, as they call it, that created anomaly within the sorcery itself. As much as the jail itself is connected to her bloodline, the runes on her body are connected to the domain's blood. To those who call Oxford home.
So the runes are connected to all of us?
To mortals.
To mortals.
And those mortals who are the strongest in the link, Cassandra called blood surges.
So what's the use of them as sacrifices for Jezebel?
Yes. Their blood will wash the runes from Jezebel. That's why you felt an urge to protect Nikki. That's why werewolves felt the urge to protect Nikki. That's why they train her to kill and hunt kindreds. They could sense the potency of her blood. And they didn't want kindred to use her. While Camarilla's tasks would be to destroy her and burn alive, Sabbat and Golden Church got in the most importance, holding her safe until they will be ready, which they are now. Jezebel is out of her jail, and the runes are exposed, so her blood might get handy. The overseer of the blood bank is gone, and the blood bank is unprotected. We don't know that ever Nikki gave blood, and I bet they're looking for it.
Jesus Christ.
And this is
You
why
said
Sabbat
something.
asks you to protect her.
I have a question for you.
Of course.
This blood bank, in which hospital is it located?
John Radcliffe. Mr. Brooks was overseer of them. That's why Ventral Clan was destroyed. Yes, Georges.
Time for the second question. Is the hospital in which I have contacts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me a moment. Alright, so I think I have a contact that I could use in
Of course
there.
you do. And this contact was implemented to you, didn't it?
Oh my goodness. Give me a moment because I have to dig in for a bit.
He closed his laptop. Asked you to sit in the front of the desk.
Dr. Emilia Grace. Yes.
He sat down on his chair.
So you're telling me that all this is the plot and the agenda and...
You are part of the master plan of Sabbat. But what they did not consider is that this time you will be aware of this. I'm saying this time because all of the pictures, portraits, information that I provided you was the other days when Mistress Amanda erased your memory, implemented new one, and used you.
May I ask of something? Actually, two things.
We tend not to hide information in our blood.
Thank you. You called me with two not commendable titles.
Butcher of Chicago and Destroyer of Athens.
Yes.
You want to hear about it?
I think I have to, whether I like it or not.
Of course. In Chicago, you've been known as Axel von Kraus.
Von Kraus?
That's the name you've been titled.
Yes.
You've been leading the Sabbat out there. (1929). The attack of the Sabbat on the Camarilla units. Successful attack. (111 kindreds dead. Camarilla shattered. 479 breaches of the Masquerade across the city. More than 900 mortals dead or missing. Everything under command of Axel von Kraus.
What did I do?
Darling was there.
Seriously?
Have you seen the way she fed? How
Oh my God, yes.
terrible it's looked like.
Are you kidding me? Terrible is that? Terrible
She was
is an
barely a
understatement.
fledgling in those days. Well, fledgling. In Camarilla, she was a fledgling. She used to be a Sabbat member. We converted her. We showed her the way, yet we never been able to teach her how to learn, how to feed properly. And she had very little regards to human beings due to the butchery she was doing in the name of her church leader. Church of Sabbat. The bishop, Axel von Kraus, taught the younglings that food can be messy and bring joy. (274), if I'm not mistaken, kindreds from all district of Chicago's, all villages around, were captured and gathered. 111 were killed. All the rest converted and pledged to the Sabbat. Darling was one of those.
Keep on going on what else I did wrong.
That's why they called you. That's why I called you the Butcher of Chicago.
Jesus Christ.
But to be honest, first of all, I saw it in my premonition approximately 60, 70 years before it happened. So I kept in touch. And when I saw you in here, I decided to extend my source of knowledge. Because I believe whatever your name is. But for the purpose of the conversation, let's call you Alexander.
Yes.
I believe that we can turn the fate. As a good Camarian, I believe that you have a potential to resist your sire. I believe that genocide, it's not something you are interested in. And I believe that you want no more to be her puppet.
I don't want to be a puppet of anyone.
Exactly.
You know, it is in human nature to make puppets all the time. Other times out of straw, out of wood, paper, out of marble and stone, out of other people. Let's be honest here. In every society, either mortal or immortal, there is puppetry. I am aware of that. At least, I would like to do whatever I do with my free will.
You do not possess one.
I am willing to take it back.
That's what I'm counting on. Because as much as I cannot trust you, as I mentioned, I mean, Alexander, and there's very little chance I am up to give you or take with you. I think Giorgos have a potential. I do not believe that blood of my family can be fooled so many times with no consequences.
That is true.
And I know that those who you think you got hold dear in your heart are somehow important to Sabbat, and probably you are undercover agent who's working on destroying them. I should strike you here and now to protect my primogen, my seneschal. And nobody would have a shadow of doubt from my perspective. Or on my perspective. Yes. I am old enough to know that tonight will be my last night on this forgotten by the god Earth. A plot of Sabbat is aware of my awareness, of their awareness, if that make any point.
I get it.
No, you don't. But it's okay. I shall be executed tonight by them.
Wait, executed by who?
The Sabbath, the Queen of Moths. Which is the reason why I wanted to speak with you and share what I know and make a final judgment. With me out of the picture, nothing stands to protect the Elysium other than those who you got to kill. So even in the Elysium bunker and you're gonna be inside, it's gonna be a knife in the back of Camarilla.
I don't want to hurt anyone in here.
Of course. Yet you will. Unless I'm gonna beat the shit out of the plan.
Let's beat the shit out of the plan together. No need for you to die tonight.
There's no chance I will avoid that. I never saw my premonition not to happen.
You know, there's a saying. When you see the rain coming, you know it's gonna rain anyway. That does not prevent you from bringing an umbrella.
Of course. I've got an idea of an umbrella. An idea that will allow me to trust you. An umbrella that will allow you to define your sire. And ease your beast.
I am willing to go with this.
I spoke with the sire of our sires. With a great mind.
Our father.
I spoke in Malkavian time. And I have been permitted. He stood up, walked around the desk, and sat on the desk in front of you. He took off his eye patch. When you can see a full eye, yet of a different color. One of his eyes is blue, the other one is red. Fully covered in blood.
I thought so. Nice to see both sides.
Sorry?
Nice to see both sides. I take it as a privilege.
This is not my eye. He took it off. You can see a red eyeball full of glass. You can see blood that it's swimming in it.
Wait a minute. Whose blood is this?
Father of our fathers. The one who pulled up the great prank. Protecting me from the influence of Vedanta. Through all the years that I spent in this forgotten fucking island. The things that helped me fight with the beckoning. The greatest pirate's treasure could be ever buried. The reason why I'm a member of the Primogen Chamber, reason why I'm the elder of our clan. Reason why you should believe me.
Despite the skepticism that my usual work, that's a funny thing to say now. No. For some reason I believe you.
Good.
Maybe because I feel like someone had pulled the rug under my feet and I'm falling into non-existence. Maybe I need something to cling to. But still I believe you. I have seen your brutal honesty, and it's something that I appreciate.
Now, when we covered a bit of what I can do for you, He unconnected his laptop and he passed it to you. You might find more. Also, Seneschal of London, the Nosferatu that aided me greatly in searches of your past, can be accessed through that device.
I get straight to the laptop. The moment
He closed
mentions...
I did not finish talking.
Pardon me.
He is aware that you will contact him. And he's expecting a message from you.
Who are we talking about right now?
The Seneschal of London goes by the name Yuck.
Seneschal of London named Yuck? How do you spell that one?
Y-U-C-K.
Okay.
He is the second in command out the Undercity.
So Nosferatu.
Of course.
The name makes perfect sense. Why do I even have to ask? Jesus Christ, pardon me.
There are potentially two ways to defend you from your sire. One, it's to kill her.
Makes sense.
Second, it's to kill you. Well,
Solution.
she's not here, so we cannot use the first one. So I'm afraid we will have to go with the option number 2.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
She has fabricated my memory so far, correct?
Continue.
Are you seeing something?
I'm hearing something. Not sure yet, is it my head or does Mr. Wayland have some explanations to do? But continue, sorry.
Could help you with him if you need something.
No, nothing I cannot carry on.
Alright. So, could we do something like, how should I put this? A reprogramming, if you like. Reprogramming. I've been programmed before, so it's doable. Right.
No, it's not something I can help you with. It's not something in my power, I'm afraid. As much as I am older than your sire, she is very well trained in that field. Which leads to us why you are the destroyer of atoms.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that.
You've been sent out there. Under the name of Grigory. And how to say that easily?
Say it however you like. At this point.
Well, you are convinced that the vampires out there slaughtered your family. That they exist.
Yeah.
You've been still a human. She made you a hunter. She exposed the Elysium. You and your comrades entered the Elysium and set it on fire. You stood on a street and watched the Tater setting up flames. Although already you did not have any family, yet still, this is when Yak first time recognized you as an important asset from the perspective of Mistress Amanda. You've been her puppet before you've been embraced. Camaria did not possess any information regarding legalization of your embrace.
At this point, I would be surprised about that.
All I can say, it was before 1800. Yak will have more information. Yet, going back to the original subject, which is defending you from her. In my visions, I saw you next to the Prince Crane. And I don't mean physically. I saw something I could call the seed of potential. And as much as weird it might can say, I believe that Giorgos, not Alexander, Giorgos, have a heart on the right side.
That one, despite the mess that has been unraveled by the mind, that one I concur.
Which is the reasons that make me believe that you are worth saving. But I have no tolerance for the Sabbat, non-Anarchs, non-Golden Boys. You know that.
I am well aware of this.
So if you want my help, I need you to pledge your own life to helping humans, to protecting our kind, to respect the Masquerade traditions and Book of Note.
If I remember correctly, I still owe you an apology.
Everyone.
Let's my. I stand up from my chair and I kneel in front of him.
Do you pledge your own life and kneel before our Father Cain in his old, ancient rules and traditions?
I do.
He took his hat and he put it on your head. He's still holding it.
Hmm.
In the name of the Camarilla, for pledge of your unlife, son sentence, Giorgos Timokopoulos, you are cleared from your sins, and you following the right path of redemption, at least in my eye, in the clan Malki. Now, it's time for me to kill you, Giorgos. He put his hat up, twisted a couple of times. Like I said, there's two options to help you. One is to kill her, the other one is to kill you. This way, when I die today, I will not. And when you will now, you will not.
What are you saying?
That the Queens of Moth is gathering and Samuel Wayland is responsible for genocides that he just admitted. So it will need my intervention, yet when I'm gonna go there, I shall die, as Wayland is needed for the church and he's protected by them.
We can work this out.
I already did work this out. I shall kill you now, but I will not. I will kill you not, but you will not die. Yet I will go there and I will die, yet I will not die, as you are known from now on as a member of Camarilla named the Crazy-Eyed Giorgos. And he put it hard on your head again. And your mind, your perception just become blurry, and the room starts to twist, and the colors start to fade and flash, and this noise, these words of weird accents and connections and emotions of many others that are feeling now are felt by you. At the same time, you become happy and sad and angry, and you could smell food that is not here, and you could smell blood that is not here, and the words, part of conversations, whispers, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, and then the cannons that are lifted up, the chants that are singing, the sea and ocean that is hitting the left flank of your boat, and the steel that met each other, and the war after war after war after war. And you could start to see things from the ancient times. Your right eye could see them, the macabrous, the butchery of your blood, the sea, the land, the sky, everything against you. There was no other options to stop what you saw, but what you hear was completely different. You heard everything from the modern days, but you see the terrible stuff, the terrible scenes, the gruesome part of unlife, with death and everything what's after. And with your right eye, you start to walk through the labyrinth of abyss of the Wraith's afterlife, and it was too much for you to see. So you did what you could to stop it. You smashed the glass of the mirror that was next to you, and with a piece of it you took your own eye. You could feel his hands taking off the glass shard from your eye. He put the glass eyeball inside your eye socket. Then he wiped the blood with a curve. He left his eye patch. Not the one that he had. He gave you a spare. And you heard inside your head, "Welcome to the link, my child." And an echo inside your head saying, "Welcome." Could you repeat, please?
Well met.
Now, at least part of me, is inside your head. That's my guarantee that you will keep the word that you just pledged to me. And I shall die now, ready to meet the Queen of Moths. Do not interfere. It is my...
Why do you have to do this?
Well, the only way to fight her is to meet her.
You said I could control her. Why?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
You said that I am able to control her.
When you
What's the use of...
Now, he hit your heart a little, put it on your eyes. Now you are able to control yourself. Let's start with that. Thanks to my presence inside you, you can resist the mistress now.
I extend my hand for a last handshake.
He helped you lift you up because you were on your knees.
Yeah.
He took the shard of glass that you took your eye with, and he put it into the cloth. He handed it to you within the handshake that you gave. May this resemble the day that you entered the time of Malki.
May it
You died today. Again.
One dies many times through his life and unlife.
He starts to walk away to the doors, fully aware of his fate.
Joseph,
Just to he turned around. He looked you into the eye.
it's a pleasure meeting you. I wish we had more time.
We do have more time. You heard that in your mind. You can be quicker than a bruja. You can be prettier than the Toreador. You will never be as smart as Milky. Unless if you're not insane.
Do you want anything to do with the clocks?
They will explain themselves to you if they will want to. I bid you good night. Crazy-eyed George. He closed the doors behind, leaving you alone in his office with all the clocks ticking, 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 ticking.
I sit and I take in all the ticking.
That you do. In the moments, you could hear shouts, alerts, steps, people running in the Elysium, making a scene, and you were completely aware of what happened there. That would be all for this episode. Thank you for joining us in Oxford by night. Sorry about your eyes. Giorgos. I hope it will not regenerate itself.
It will be fine. It's always fine.
See you next time.